I'm going to tell you a strategy that the mega rich have been using for decades to beat the S&P 500. It's something that hasn't been available to the rest of us until very recently, and it's all about investing in rare collectibles. Now, hold on, that's just a generic word to describe what the rich collect, or thinking fine art, rare wine, luxury cars, watches, and I'll tell you how you can buy all of these without having millions of dollars. But get this, since 1995, the rare art market has actually outperformed the S&P 500. It's true. If we go right here and look at masterworks.io, you can see this green line represents the art market and this red line represents the S&P 500. It's outperformed it by about 13.6% compared to 9.5%. That is a big difference when you're looking at long-term investments. We can even go and look on Masterworks' website where they've actually broken out different artists, right? And so you can look at someone like Basquiat, who his annual appreciation rate is 18.4% on average. That is crazy compared to Andy Warhol, a bit more conservative of an artist, and his appreciation rate is 11.6%. And so just like with stocks, different artists get different percentages based off how their assets are performing. Now you're probably saying, John, I don't know anything about the rare art market. And that makes a ton of sense. But rare collectibles as a whole has really expanded to much more fun and relatable assets like rare video games, OG Apple products like the first Mac computer, sports cards, comic books, and much more of things that we actually understand. These are all alternative investments to normal things that you usually think about like stocks, crypto, and real estate. Where in stocks, you may have a really safe investment like Disney stock or Boeing, right? That's just very consistent, steady as she goes. But then you have something like Peloton, which is a startup that can be up, it's the future of tech, and then it's down because they have a bad quarter or a bad commercial comes up about them, right? And it's just very, very volatile. In alternative assets, you may have a more stable piece of art like that Warhol that gains a safe return over time, or you can invest in more interesting assets like a copy of the Declaration of Independence that's up 50%. Yeah, really. So when they made the Declaration of Independence, they basically made a bunch of different copies and sent them out to all the little towns to say like, hey, this is what we're declaring. And one of those copies is currently up 50% on an app called Rally. And let me show you what I mean. You can download Rally, and on this, we have a copy of the Declaration of Independence. And you can actually go in this. It's worth a total of, let's click on it here, $3.1 million. But as a whole, but you can actually go and buy shares of this for $39 per share right now. And you can see right there on the bottom, that's where it's up 56% right now since it hit the platform. And what that actually means is that you can buy shares of these rare items from art, the copy of the Declaration of Independence, video games, like you would buy shares in a company. They have all of these different modern collectibles, and we'll just show you here on the app where you can go to their homepage and scroll. They have watches, they have Pokemon cards, sports cards, rare fossils, a megalodon jaw right there. You can see at the bottom a ton of different stuff that you can actually invest in like it's a company similar to a stock. And so what used to be only available to the mega rich, right? Who could go and afford that rare piece of art, that Warhol or Basquiat. What used to only be available to the mega rich who could spend $1 million on these collectible investments is now available to the rest of us. All you need is a couple of bucks to buy shares in something rare. You can follow me for more information on alternative assets.